A lot of people have complaining that their gluten-free pasta dough has been coming out crumbly, falls apart, or clumpy like glue. Here's how I handle my gluten-free pasta dough so it comes out perfect. It's kind of tacky. I kind of like it. See, staying together. So let's just, to absorb as much water as possible, it's got to go through that pasta machine in one piece. It can't drip through, you know, it can't be semi-liquid. It's got to be a nice tough dough. So I'm going to wrap this loosely. It might, you know, expand a little bit because you do have an egg in there and it might be warm in your kitchen. Loosely with saran wrap. See you in an hour. We're going to pop it through the machine. We're going to throw it in this freaking soup as we build the soup. Moving right along, here is our pasta dough. It's supple, it's smooth. It's ready to be put through our little pasta making machine attachment. So I'm going to cut it in half. Then I'm going to cut it in half again. And I'm going to quickly wrap up anything I'm not using right now in the saran wrap. You got to treat this like it's a 2-year-old kid, all right? You don't take your eyes off it. You don't let it in the air. Gluten-free dough in any form will dry out on you. Even as this sits there, I'm a little worried. So just be careful of that. And I'm gonna make a kind of a rectangle, so I'm gonna move this aside for now. And I don't have to put any flour down because it's not that sticky after it all absorbs, you know what I'm saying? But I do want to get this thing started to get into the machine. That's why they make these. Well, other reasons too. And just, you don't have to roll it all the way out. Just keep flipping it. Roll it long, baby. It's got to fit into the widest setting on your machine. And we're going to go to about setting number 3 or 4. Okay, that kind of looks good. I just want to try to make it look like a rectangle. Okay, this should go through pretty quick and easy. Turn your machine on. If you're not used to doing this, start like low or medium low and pull it through. I'm going to do this at least twice on this really wide setting. So fold it over. Do it again. And at least twice, that means 3 times. Don't judge. Now I'm watching it. You see, it's not just my hands anymore. And stick her through again. Okay. Now I'm going to move it up. Next, a little bit thinner. The next thinnest, that's what I was going to say, but you know what I mean. Let's run that through. Looking good, see? Looking good. Still not thin enough for me. I'm going to go one more. So it's going to be setting number 4. Beautiful. I'll put it here for now. I have my rimmed cookie sheet ready to catch. And I got this on, and I guess you'd call this the angel hair setting, very thin, and let it run through. Pretty good, pretty good. And we're going to chop it all up, so don't worry about these little pieces. Matter of fact, I'm going to put them to the side. Get this, just fluff it up with your fingers. Don't be so freaking mean to it. You don't want it to stick. But ironically, you have to keep it wet. There we have it. So let's get that saran over it. There you go, all wrapped up. So I have my next cookie sheet here. A little more flour. Keep it honest. And we do it again. Pretty well lined up. Make them as short as you want. I'm going to probably around 3/8 of an inch. And as you go, just keep pinching it. Make sure it's just not jumbled up, that's all. Just go through it. Remember, you own it. You have to talk nasty to it, you talk nasty to it. And add it to my little airtight container that I already started. There you go. You know, when it's handmade and not by a machine, you're going to get different sizes. Sorry. All right, I'm going to do some more. Let's get this 𝐟𝐨𝐫𝐞𝐿 product in there. We're going to have a lot of it in there, and that's what I want. I'm the man of a lot. I am the chef that wants a lot of a lot. And just separate it. Remember, that chicken's dainty. Okay, orzo rose to the top. Sprinkle a little feta in here.